Hello, my name is John Small, and I'm a supervisor of curriculum and instruction in the Upper St. Clair School District. One of the areas that I supervise is industrial arts, which the Pennsylvania Department of Education has recently renamed Technology Education. We're going to share with you today the CAD system in the industrial arts department at the high school, which gives you a very good idea of why the name has been changed from industrial arts to technology education. With me today is Mr. Larry Wiltrot, who is the instructor in the CAD lab. And Larry, what is CAD and what does it do here?
Well, CAD is an acronym for Computer-Aided Drawing and Design Systems. To put it easily, it is a new tool, one of many new tools that has come along in recent years, but certainly the most sophisticated of all those tools. We are now able to do on CAD systems what we could only imagine in our minds before these systems came about. They now represent probably about 75% of the work that is done in the industry, and we are at the leading edge of the technology at our high school at this point by offering these types of courses that involve CAD training.
Okay, there are three components to CAD. Would you further explain those three?
Yes, I will. The components are hardware, software, and user. The hardware is composed of the actual parts that go into the system itself. By that I mean you have a computer, a code processor in the computer, you have some type of monitor or screen or CRT terminal, you have input devices like a keyboard and digitizing tablet, and various output devices such as plotters and printers. All this go together to make up the hardware of the system. We use PC computers as base for our hardware. The software that we are using is called AutoCAD. And again, AutoCAD is a very large user program type of software that is used in the industry. We have the Release 10 version, which is the latest version that is available, presently being used in our CAD laboratory. The user, of course, is the other third and most important part of the three components of a CAD system. And we, of course, have students as the users.
Okay, you said that you use PC computers. Is there a reason that you use PCs rather than mainframes or mini computers?
Yes, there is. The reason basically is one of cost. Mainframe computers and mini computers, of course, cost a whole lot more money, but there's a practical reason beyond just cost. By using PC computers, which are capable of doing 90 to 95% of what larger computers can do in CAD work, we are able to have individual systems that are networked. If one of our computers go down, it means that our class isn't entirely shut down, where if we were networked into a mini computer, for example, and it went down, then we'd lose time. So for educational purposes, the PC computers have a great advantage.
Okay. Could you share with us what the advantages are of CAD over the traditional system of drawing and design?
Well, there are many advantages, but basically you can boil them down to a couple of categories. Speed, first of all. Speed not so much in the initial entry of the data on the CAD systems, but speed in terms of what you can do once that data is present. Once it is present, you can do all sorts of manipulations, which some of our students will demonstrate to us a little bit later. We can do zooms, we can do V-points, which is viewpoints, we can do arrays of various kinds, we can do mirror images, all sorts of things we can do. And then another advantage of the CAD system is the output. By using traditional means, you can just have either a pencil drawing or an ink drawing or something of that nature. But with computers, and depending on the output devices you have available, you can plot with ink, you can draw with pencil, you can jet spray, you can do a host of output types of things. And then finally, a very important advantage of CAD over traditional drawings is accuracy. You can be accurate to the degree that the computer itself is accurate. It is not dependent upon one's individual skill as a draftsperson or a designer, but rather it is dependent upon the system itself. So it eliminates a lot of what we used to call technique in drafting. The computer takes over that completely, and it is very, very accurate. Those are the main advantages.
I would think that there would be some misunderstanding as to the type of students who participate in your drafting and design classes. Could you give us a profile of the student that you have there?
Yes, I could. Actually, we have, I suppose, what we would call two profiles. We have a number of students in our courses that are on their way to go into engineering or architecture, primarily those areas, as well as other related technical areas. These are generally juniors and seniors, and they are students that have high interest, high aptitude, and generally a high achievement in these areas. We also service a rather large number of students who are freshman students. And these students are taking related elective technical drawing, of which CAD training is a part. These students, the primary goal there is to give them some basic fundamental training in various areas of our technology education program, including the CAD systems. And they get base information in using the systems. If they show a degree of talent or interest in going into these areas, then they have opportunities to take elective courses where we offer extensive CAD training.
Okay, how many students do you presently have, do you think, that you're servicing during the course of a day at the high school?
Well, currently we have this year have had a total of 48 upperclassmen and 93 underclass or freshman students.
That's great.
Yes, it is.
I understand that there are distinct advantages going into engineering or architecture as a career to have had your mechanical drawing, CAD training or whatever prior to that time. Would you like to respond to that?
Yeah, surely. Most, in fact, we can almost say today, all universities and colleges that offer engineering and architecture do not give their students skill training in visual communication. That is technical visual communication as it's connected with either engineering or architecture or some other related field. The students, as a prerequisite of going into those kinds of fields, are expected to be able to already have a degree of performance in those areas. We're happy to say that at our high school, we offer a number of courses, and our students generally excel and do very well as they go into engineering or architecture in universities and colleges.
You've been the instructor for the design and drawing in both architecture and engineering now for a few years at the high school.
Yes.
So you've seen students working with traditional stations, and now you've seen them this year with the CAD, although you had one CAD system.
Yes.
It really couldn't give you a feel for how the students would accept it. And what I'm getting to is, how do you feel about the way the students are involved in your classes? How do you think the students feel having watched them through the traditional system and now watching them with CAD?
Of course, the best way to answer that is to ask the students.
This is Carrie Allman, who's a junior. And Carrie, can you tell me what your reason was for taking architectural drawing and design?
I'd always been interested in architecture, and I thought about going into it as a career, so I decided to take the course to learn more about it to see if that was what I really wanted to do.
And what are your career goals?
Right now, I don't think I want to be an architect because through the work, I find a lot of things I enjoy and a lot of things I don't. But I definitely want to go into something like that is influenced by architecture.
I understand that you have been participating in the Allegheny Intermediate Unit in extended advanced architecture. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
What it was we went downtown to the Allegheny Intermediate Unit at Station Square, and we did a series of different things, such as going to an architect's place and looking at the different things they did. We also went on a walking tour of Pittsburgh, and it was a lot of fun. It was very interesting. We learned a lot about architecture, the different influences it gives, and things that influence architecture. And I enjoyed it a lot and learned much.
Thank you. This is Greg Voling. He's a senior. And Greg, could you tell us, since you've had experience on both the CAD system and the traditional drawing, what the advantages are of each of those?
Okay. In computer drawing, it's a lot easier. There's menus which you can use to pick each. Like if you wanted to copy something, you don't have to copy it over and over again. You can just press a button and it'll print it out for you, many copies, as many as you want. or need. In traditional, there's a lot of pen work. If you wanted to copy something, you have to draw it over and over again. AutoCAD can be a lot more accurate. It's perfect, where normal people, you can be off in dimensions.
You started with traditional, you learned that first, right? Do you need to know traditional in order to use the automated, or
No.
there are no skills particularly that you learn in the traditional that you transfer here? You could start right in on CAD?
Most people here started around CAD.
Okay, what are your career goals? You're a senior now? What do you plan on doing?
I'll be going to Arizona State University next year, taking business courses.
Okay, how do you feel that this course might help you in your business courses?
I like to draw basically for my own interests.
Oh, good luck to you next year at Arizona. This is the engineering drawing design class, and with me is Scott Frame, who is a senior. And Scott, I understand that you've already been accepted into engineering school,
Yes, I'm planning to go to Virginia Tech for aerospace engineering.
and you've already been accepted?
Yes.
That's great. I understand also that you're doing an independent study aeronautical project. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, using this White Wings program that I was able to write through my Pascal class, there are some equations and formulas that can calculate the dimensions of airplanes with the two-dimensional wings without any depth in the wing. It was made especially for paper airplanes, but I'm going to try to use it on airplanes using balsa wood and other types of materials which are also thin but are a little maybe better for a larger airplane than paper.
So you're actually going to transfer what you're doing to an actual model?
Yes, we're going to use it, build it in the shop. And it's going to be a scaled down version of it, a little bit bigger than a paper airplane.
And then do you have to submit your results to somebody?
Well, right now we're just going to do it as a class. We're just going to give it to Mr. Oldchild for a grade. But
That's good enough. Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, this is Tom Phillips, who's also a senior in the engineering class. Tom, what other classes have you taken here in the lab?
Freshman year I took technical drawing, and last year I took engineering 1-2. I'm in advanced class now, 3-4.
Did you know when you started as a freshman you wanted to be an engineer?
I had an idea, but I wasn't too sure. I was thinking about architecture, but I want to get into engineering now.
And where are you going to be going to school?
Penn State.
And majoring in what type of engineering?
Mechanical engineering, and then after that I'm going to go on to aerospace and get my degree in that.
Okay, what do you think of the CAD system?
I think it's one of the best experiences anybody could get as being a high school senior, and I think it's going to really help me out in my college and future.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce Mark Jones, who's also a senior here in the engineering class. Mark, when you first started to take courses here in drawing and design, did you have any idea that we might have a CAD system at some time?
No, I really didn't have too much idea about this setup at all.
When you signed up for this class last year, did you know that we were planning this?
No.
How'd you feel when you came in and saw it in the fall?
Oh, it's great. I love using the AutoCAD system.
How does it compare with using the traditional drawing?
Oh, it's much easier. You can whip out a drawing in no time compared to the traditional system.
Great. Where are you going to be going to school next year?
I got into the engineering department at Rutgers University.
You've already been accepted.
Mhm.
That's wonderful. What are you going to major in?
I'm not sure exactly. Some field of engineering.
Well, good luck to you.
Thanks.
This is Mike Heiser, who's a senior here at the high school. Mike is going into the military. Where is that going to be, and what are you going to be doing, Mike?
I'll be stationed in Orlando, Florida, and I'll be training for the nuclear field for about 2 years total. And I'll be using this engineering class to study the effects of the atom, just like the drawings and so forth.
So this course will help you, or the courses you've had here will help you in what you want to do.
Yes, prior to this course, I took 2 years of electronics also. So that'll give me an extra boost in the field I'm going into, which is the nuclear field. So.
What other drawing and design classes have you had here at the high school?
Well, this is my first. But in my freshman year, I took freshman drawing for a semester.
In related electives?
Yeah.
How does that compare with what you're doing now?
Well, that is, it just starts you out, this is more competitive, so forth. So,
Do you enjoy using the CAD system?
Oh yeah, that's, about 2 years ago, I went to Parkway Center, okay, and they had the old CAD systems, okay, and then when I came here, this is nothing, that was nothing compared to things we have here. It's incredible what we can do.
This is sort of the state of the art.
Yeah.
The Release 10 we added after it was started, I guess you noticed the difference in what it can do over the 9.
Yeah, with the digitizer, the new digitizer, it's a lot easier. Instead of pushing like 5 different buttons just to get one command, you can just push one button and it just comes up automatically. So you don't have to do all that work. So.
Well, good luck to you in the Navy.
Yeah, thanks.
Because the computer is so good at doing some things that we with human hands are not so good at, the students can concentrate on the problem solving rather than concentrating on what the object looks like as far as their technique and ability to put it down on paper.
Good. Could you briefly summarize the points that you've hit today on the CAD system at our high school?
Yes, I think I can. We want to remember for sure that CAD stands for Computer-Aided Drawing and Design Systems, and that 3 major components of CAD systems include hardware, software, and most importantly, the user. The basic operation of the CAD systems is easy. You have to input the information. There has to be some place to store it. Once the information is stored, you may then manipulate it through various means in the program, and then to put really to use, you need some type of output from that object. There are many advantages of using CAD systems. Probably accuracy and speed and manipulation are the more important. You can do all sorts of manipulations with them that in a very short period of time that would take a great length of time to do if you were doing them by hand. We service a lot of students at our high school, 2 classifications probably. A student who has a high interest in going into a technical field has already made those kinds of decisions, and then a second student, generally a freshman, who is not quite sure of what areas they want to pursue yet and are there to do some exposure type of activity so that they can learn more about the fields which they may potentially have interest in. We also have seen in this program our students do a number of rather marvelous things with our computer systems, and they've been able to tell you what they think about the CAD systems and the advantages and disadvantages and how they think that this is going to affect their work in the future. We are happy to say that we are one of the few high schools in Western Pennsylvania that has a complete CAD laboratory. And we're very, very grateful for this community for supporting our educational process in this manner.
Thank you, Larry, and your students for helping us to put this program together to share with the community on the CAD system at the high school, which, as I said in the beginning, is a good indication of why the name of the department is no longer Industrial Arts. It's now Technology Education. Thank you.